Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video we're going to talk getting started with Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry, and today we're going to take a look at the Kharadron Overlords. In this video we're going to talk a little bit about how the Kharadron Overlords act on the tabletop for Warcry, and then we'll take a look at some units we can use to start our Kharadron Overlords force in Warcry. After this, we'll take a look at some other units to expand upon those initial purchases for the Warband, and then finally finish off the video with a little sample Warband of 1000 renown for you to use as some inspiration for creating your own Warband for the Kharadron Overlords in Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry. So before we get into this, let's say we can get all the rules for the Kharadron Overlords free to download from warhammercommunity.com. You can go to the Warhammer Community's downloads part, and under the Warcry tab you'll find the download for a ton of different Warcry warbands. The Kharadron Overlords are in the order Compendium 2. And so, how do Kharadron Overlords act in Warcry? First of all, they are extremely focused on range damage dealing. Nearly every model in the force, I think all bar a couple, have some sort of ranged damage, and a lot of them can even do some ranged damage through abilities as well. On top of this, you've got some very mobile units. This includes models with the Fly Rune Mark, both a blessing and a curse. Remembering models with the Fly Rune Mark cannot carry treasure, but that doesn't stop them from helping control objectives. And on top of this, you've also got some cool abilities that allow for bonus moves over the table and also bonus disengage actions. Really good for allowing you to always be able to shoot with your models. On top of this, you've got a reaction that allows any model targeted by an attack that has a range back on its enemy. So if you've got a 12-inch range gun and you're shot by your enemy, you can shoot back through doing some damage to your enemy with your reaction, which is pretty cool, I think, all in all. But where do we begin for the Kharadron Overlords? I think the Aether Chemist for me is the best place to start. First of all, you've got 20 wounds and a defense of 4. 6 attacks at range at strength 4, 1-3 on the damage is pretty nice. And another 3 attacks at strength 3, 1-4 on the damage in close combat is nice as well. But on top of this, you're also going to have the cool ability called Atmospheric Isolation, where until the end of the battle round, you subtract 1 from the attached characteristics of attack actions made by enemy fighters while within 6 inch of this fighter. I think that's just a really cool ability to have access to. On top of this, you've also got another triple called Fright for Profit. So if you're going more offensive, you've got this ability to use, where until the end of the battle round, you add 1 to the attack characteristic of attack actions made by friendly fighters while within 3 inch of this fighter. If the fighter is carrying treasure or within 3 inch of an objective, you add 2 to their attack characteristic instead. This is just a really good start. And worth noting that second ability, Fight for Profit, can be used by any leader option with that leader rune mark for the Kharadron Overlords. Now, alongside this model, I really like the Grunstock Thunderers. They have a ton of options in the same kit here, which I think is great. So, first of all, you've got the ability for the Deck Sweeper, 4 attacks at strength 4, 1-4 on the damage at 3 to 10 inch range. You've got the Etheric Fumigator with its 6 inch range, 4 attacks at strength 5, 1-4 on the damage. You then got the Grunstock Mortar with 3 attacks at strength 3, 3-6 on the damage, 6 to 12 inch range, and then 3 to 10 inch range weapon with 1 shot at strength 5, 5-10 for the Aether Cannon. You can also get Aether Shot rifles in there, which are just 2 attacks at strength 4, 2-4 on the damage, and one of the more cheaper options for you. And you can also take the Gunnery Sergeant as well, which is just a little bit better version of that basic Etheric Aether Shot rifle there. Where to go to next after those initial purchases, and another unit that you can get a ton of options out of the box set is the Archanaut Company. First of all, you're going to have the base Archanaut Company, 12 wounds and toughness 3, with a nice 2 attacks at range there, 3 on its strength and 1-3 on the damage. You're then also going to have access to the Thermatic Volley Gun, which is 3 shots at nice 3 to 15 inch range with strength 3, 1-3 on the damage. A light Skyhook with 2 shots at strength 4 for 2-5 on the damage, and also a close combat option for the unit as well, with 2 inch range on its close combat attacks with the Skypike for 3 attacks, strength 4 and 2-5 on the damage. A nice little bit of combat potential for your models at a pretty cheap cost of 75 renown. Now, we've then got Endrin Riggers and Skywardens. These models are from the same kit. The big difference here is we are going to get access from a quad, which is going to be for the Skywardens called Time Charges. A fighter can only use this ability if they're within 3 inches of an enemy fighter, and allocate a number of damage points equal to the value of this ability to all enemy fighters within an inch of this fighter. This fighter then makes a bonus move or disengage action. So pretty cool stuff there. Other than that, they're both going to get a variety of different weapons. You can have either the base ones for both options here, which are going to have either the engine rigger with its base sort of athematic saw, which is really cool, and just going to do a ton of damage in combat. We've got the Sky Warden with the Skyhook as well, which is a baseline combat weapon. Then you've got the other options as well. Both of them can take grapnel launchers, which can give you some extra movement. You've got the ability to take volley guns, drill guns, I particularly like with a higher strength of 5, and the Skyhooks in there as well, same as the Arcanaut Company. Now, last character to consider for the Warband is the Etheric Navigator. It's got your hero's quad ability for Aether Storm, where you pick a visible enemy fighter and roll a number of dice equal to the value of this ability. For each 3+, you can allocate 3 damage points to that fighter. Top of that, basic sort of combat profile for a Kharadron Overlords. 3 attacks at strength 4, 2/4 on the damage there, and 20 wounds at toughness 4 as well. So here we have our sample warband for you. Now, we've gone with a single leader in this warband, an Aether Chemist who will be our champion. Now, on top of that, we've got a basic Arcanaut Company Privateer with Privateer Pistol and Arcanaut Cutter. 2 Arcanaut Company Privateers with Athematic Volley Guns, I think are really nice. And then a Skypike in there as well for a nice little bit of combat potential. Grundstock Thunderer-wise, we've gone for 3 of them with the Etheric Fumigator, Mortar, and Aether Cannon. I think for me, the Fumigator, yes, it's only got a 6-inch reach, but if you can get that in range, I think it is just vastly better at the damage dealing thanks to that strength 5 there with it than the Deck Sweeper with its longer range. And then we've got an Engine Rigger with Drill Launcher. The Engine Rigger, that little bit cheaper so we can squeeze it into the Force rather than a Sky Warden. This means we've not got either of our quads in the Force, which I think is okay for the Kharadron Overlords. We're really going to be trying just to bolster up that shooting as much as possible. We've got 1,000 out of 1,000 renown spent, and 120 wounds is on the low end of average, pretty much at that bottom end of average for wounds on the table. But we don't have, the average sort of defense of 4, nothing really higher than that, but I think this is a solid warband to start with. You've got a ton of different models for a ton of different options on the table. Kharadron Overlords, for me, with all the different gun options they've got in a bunch of the different kits, are just so super fun to play in Warcry. If you've been playing Warcry with some Kharadron Overlords, let us know how you've been going and what you would do down in the comments below. That's the end of the video, everyone. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, drop us a comment down below in the comment section and let us know what you enjoyed about the video and what you'd like to see more of on the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here we have at Sinful Gaming, you can do so on our Discord server, which is linked in the video's description. Also linked in the video's description is our Patreon and YouTube members where you can go to help support the channel and allow us to keep doing what we're doing. As a special thank you to our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give them all a shout out. So thank you to our Patreons, Christian Weir, Soren, Greenskins Gaming, Kenny Lauer, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ant, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Derek, and Giappi390, and to our YouTube members, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, and Monty's Tabletop Terrain. And lastly, a special thanks to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you all for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now, everyone.